Hello. I would like to tell you a story. Back in 1967, a new TV show, Dragnet, used this opening. The story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. My stories are also true, and I do not name anyone either. This story is part 2 of my new workshop. It will show a few of the projects I built in my new workshop since 2009. This will basically be a slideshow with my narration about each step we took. So, let's get started. A friend of mine asked me to build some floating decorative shelves in a corner of his family room. He didn't want any visible supports, just a shelf. This photo shows the shelves ready for finish. This photo shows the shelves installed. I was given some recently cut black walnut. After it dried, I had the opportunity to make several clocks. I gave one to my son, and a fellow worker saw it and asked if I would make one for him. I did. I also made one for me. My wife asked me to make a ship wheel clock for her. One year, I made several clocks for Christmas presents. This was left over, so I hung it in our computer room. For quite a few years, we used open shelves in our basement family room to store stuff. At my wife's request, we have replaced them with cupboards and drawers. A neighbor heard I liked to do woodwork and asked if I would build him a glass doll case for his doll collection. I built him 4 of them. This is one of them. Another neighbor saw them and asked for one also. Then another neighbor asked for one. Then my daughter-in-law asked for one. This is the one I built her with her doll. Altogether, I built 7 of them. I used clear acrylic plastic rather than glass. I made the base from plywood and put a hardwood edge around it. The top is acrylic also. The back 3 sides are mirrored acrylic. My wife asked me to build her a rolling book cart. This is it. When we finished our computer room, I built shelves and drawer units on either side of a Murphy bed I had built several years earlier. This is the left side. This is the right side. We recently finished the dining room by installing some oak frame and paneling. I put a 1/4-inch paneling up first and then cut 3/4-inch oak to frame it out. It made a nice difference to the look. When we first moved into our home, we didn't have storage for books and stuff. This was a quick storage shelf solution that I made. We added a garage with a room above it. It took years to finish it off, a piece at a time. This picture shows how we cut a hole in the house wall for the door into the new room. Then I installed double doors and varnished them. I had to make my own door threshold because none of the commercial ones would fit the unusual height and width measurements I needed. When I finished the basement, we planned for a fruit room. In the meantime, our food was stored on temporary shelves. I finished the sheetrock and hung a new door. This picture shows the shelves I made. It's 3/4-inch melamine with hardwood edging. For several years, I made at least one dresser for each of my children. Some got more than one. My daughter-in-law requested a changing table. My grandson found it just the right size. One of my daughters asked me to build hers out of a specific wood and trim it with a different dark wood. She gave me the exact dimensions and pattern she wanted. She also requested no drawer slides. She was, and is still, very happy with it. One of my sons asked me to build a stacking pair. The bottom is a drawer unit. It has a decorative top that is removable when stacked. The top is a cupboard unit with shelves. There are pins that hold them together when they are stacked. This dresser was built for one of my sons. It had to fit in his clothes closet in his room. I built another one very similar for another son. My wife needed a tall dresser made to fit in a specific corner in our dressing room. Shelves on top, drawers under. This is an oak stereo unit I built. It was designed to match a larger antique oak cabinet from my wife's family side. This is a set of small drawers I made for my wife to store sewing stuff in. My granddaughter wanted a desk. She liked Japanese furniture, so she wanted it to be black. I started with the desk part. Then I did the top using some ideas she had. It's hard to see, but there are drawers and cubby holes and stuff. The top will fasten to the desk. These chairs were old family relics in poor shape. We stripped and sanded the old finish off, then restained them and sprayed a lacquer finish on. Then my wife redid all the new seats. My wife asked me to build her a small nested side table she could use. When not used, the smaller table fits inside the larger one against the wall. The smaller table fits against the couch arm cushion when she needs additional storage space. I built many picture frames. This is one that is built out of barnwood to match the outdoor theme. I built this frame to show off the leaf collection from a trip back east during the fall colors season. This frame was made of black walnut to match the dark browns in the picture. My wife did the gold accent. This frame was made to match another antique frame of the same shape. We decided to build a garden in our backyard. The boxes are raised beds made out of 2x4s and cedar fencing. Then I made a trellis that will hold a door once the deer fence is up around the garden. This table was designed by my wife to hold some Oriental mementos her father brought back from the war. This picture shows our bedroom before we changed it. Once we had the Oriental theme going, my wife designed this headboard to match. This was the final product. During some of our working career, we had to rent an unfurnished studio apartment, and we needed a bed. I bought the hardware and built a Murphy bed out of plywood. When the bed is up, we can use a fold-down table I designed to save space. When the bed is down, there are lights also built in. We both love oak furniture. We needed a larger dining room table as the grandchildren grew up. We designed our own after looking at others. Here, I have cut oak boards and joined them into the table parts. They are being sanded. Then I built the leg columns. This is the foot base assembly that the columns will sit on. Here the base and columns are assembled, and I have attached the extension slides to the board on top of the columns. The area between the slides is where the extra table leaves will be stored. This is the final finished table in the dining room. We purchased oak chairs to go with it, and we love it. A friend asked me to build some batwing doors for his basement recreation room. I decided on frame and panel. This photo shows him in the process of getting the panels in for glue up. Here are the final doors ready for sanding and finish. The doors are installed. Last time I asked, the kids still haven't damaged them. My wife wanted a roll-around table that would hold all her little project boxes and some folding tables and chairs. I used metal tubing and welded it together. Then I attached a 3/4-inch plywood top at a comfortable working height. There's a storage shelf under the tabletop. The chairs hang from metal wall shelf brackets on both sides. The brackets are welded to the table frame. The folding tables are slid into the middle shelf on the side. It will hold 4 tables. This oak rocking chair is a family heirloom. The covers were ragged and the wood marred and had other loose joint problems. We totally disassembled it, put on new padding and covers, and reassembled it, gluing all the joints again. We finished the wood with a clear finish to help preserve it. A short while ago, we decided we needed a better working area in our computer room, which also serves as a guest bedroom, where the Murphy bed is. So she designed and I built a computer desk. It works fine. Well, that's enough show and tell for this story. There's a workshop project number 2 if you are interested. It mostly deals with house and yard building and remodeling we've done. Thank you for your time.